To create an ideal lifestyle, you need to first understand yourself. In other words, you need to know your interests, what you like and what you don't like, so that you can fill your days with the activities you like most. In other words, for example, in your daily life, if you are doing 100 activities every day, you need to be selective about those 100 activities or majority of those activities which are going to fill your days. In, let's say there is a blank paper and it is a your life, and you have a pen and you are going to fill the paper with the activities you want to do every day, like waking up, going to sleep at the same time. And your ideal lifestyle needs to be designed in a way that you are creating a rough draft or version 1, and you're filling your entire page with early morning. I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 5 a.m. And at night, I'm going to sleep at 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 8 p.m. And in between this time, I'm going to do these specific activities. I'm going to allocate certain amount of my daily time for work. I'm going to allocate certain amount of my daily time to sports, playing games, exercise, or physical body exercising. And you need to be selective about what you are going to do each and every day. Let's think it from other point of view. In a week there are 7 days. You can design your life in a way that during your work days you are going to follow a specific set of routine, and during your weekdays you are going to follow another set of routine. Or you can just scramble things and just focus on one routine each and every day, irrelevant of going to if you are going to work or not. And the main basic concept here is take a pen and a paper, clean white paper, and you're going to fill what your ideal day looks like in this piece of paper. You're going to write them down. It doesn't matter if it is in a descriptive manner or if it is in a step by step way, like waking up at a specific time, going to sleep, freshing up, eating tiffin, and working free time. And you can design your ideal lifestyle in the way you want to design. And in this video, I'm going to just show you how you can do that ideal lifestyle time. After filling that routine, you have a clear picture about what you are expecting your ideal lifestyle to look like. And now coming to the execution part. In this execution part, you need to follow the routine. And after a few days, you will understand that if you are following it or not. And let's think it from two ways. The first way is discipline. You are not disciplined enough to stick to the routine you have planned for yourself. Or in second instance, the routine is not suitable to you or in your present life circumstances. And now coming to the first point, you are not disciplined enough. In other words, instead of checking your phone early in the morning every day you wake up, you need to change your morning routine so that you can design your lifestyle so that checking your phone is not your top priority when you wake up. And you need to design your environment so that you need to create those situations doing your ideal life plan is better suitable or easier to do. And after certain amount of days you have come to know that the routine you have set for yourself is not suitable for you personally or in the situations you're in right now. So if you if your discipline is not the problem, the routine is, then you need to go to the second draft. In the first instance, you have created a draft or a routine for you to follow. So you can go through two instances. In the first instance, you can make smaller slider changes, which will help you to make those routine in a better way possible so that you can follow it without any friction. And in the second instance, you have started things from scratch from a clean paper, and you are going to redesign your entire routine so that after following a specific routine, you have understood what you want and what you don't want, what is aligned with your personality, priorities, and your goals, so that you have deleted some of the routine and habits and stick to some other habits which will help you in various ways possible. And coming to this instance, there is a story that is similar to or relevant to the topic in this video. Is there is a jar, and in the jar a big rocks are being placed in the jar, and after those big rocks, small rocks or small pebbles are being placed in the jar. And even if there is a gap, then there is sand and soil is being placed in the jar, and there is still some tiny gap. Then you have poured some water in the jar, and after that time the jar is completely full. Now let's think from other point of view. If you have started pouring soil or small pebbles or even water before you have placed those big rocks, then it is not possible for you to place those higher priority activities if your life is filled with those low priority tasks. That big rocks is relevant to your high priority activities. That jar is your life, and you need to prioritize your highest priority activities or tasks. It may be related to your family, spending time with your family, close friends, or working on your most important activities, your career, or building up your body, or focusing on your health. You need to prioritize your ideal lifestyle on those certain activities. Now, let's apply this story designing in the designing of your ideal lifestyle. Let's imagine your entire life or your daily life as a jar, and in that jar you need to pick those selective bigger rocks, and those bigger rocks will be your family, your health, or even your career. It is personally dependent upon you. And after selecting those rocks, you are going to place them or allot a larger portion of your life to that certain activities. In other words, it is must. It is very important to do those activities, even if the other activities are not being accomplished, but those highest priority activities will be completed. And after filling up your ideal lifestyle with those important activities, you are going to focus on the small rocks and small pebbles. It may be those few phone calls which or messages or even emails which will help you to focus or improve your connections in your career, or even those small tiny activities which are of secondary importance, which will help you to expand your horizons and which will help you to go beyond the activities you are doing in right now. And now coming to the third step is the small sand or soil which are going to fill in your life. And that small sand or soil is of the third importance or the third priority activities, which are just some kind of helping blocks which will reduce your friction or even accelerate your growth or any kind of important activities which may help you towards in your life. And now coming to the final aspect is the water or any kind of liquids which you are going to fill your jar with. It may be watching TV or spending time chatting unnecessarily or speaking about any let's speaking with friends about any kind of movies, sports, and it is like time pass activities or playing those online games or any kind of stuff which you are doing to waste their time. Like you have 1 hour and you don't know what to do in that 1 hour. You can chat with your friends, you can play with your friends, or you can do some time pass activities like playing games, watching TV. And those are not really important activities which are basically deciding your life, and they are of last importance activities which you can safely delegate daily the stuff and which will not impact your life entirely, career wise or personal health wise or family wise. You can safely dispose those activities, and by creating those instances, by creating those big blocks of time which you are going to prioritize to fill the majority of your days towards the activities which are helpful for you in designing your ideal lifestyle. To design your ideal lifestyle, you need to allocate specific amount of time like 30 to 60 minutes. Sit in a quiet place so that you can think deeply, and take a piece of paper and a pen, and take a blank paper and write down your ideal lifestyle. And after writing down your ideal lifestyle from the moment you wake up until the moment you go to sleep, you are going to execute the lifestyle you have designed for yourself. And after executing that lifestyle for a few days, you can know that what habits are good for you or what habits are bad for you, what you need to change or replace. By analyzing those days which you have followed your habit written down, you can just replace those few activities or redesign your entire lifestyle. And we have discussed about an example about jar and those bigger rocks and smaller stones, and you need to prioritize the activities in your ideal lifestyle based upon your highest important activities, so that your days are not filled with low importance activities which doesn't matter in the long run.